Hi, my name is Grace and I'm here at Central Wellness Yoga Studio and Holistic Health Centre in Lincoln. I'm going to lead you through about 20-minute or so practice that's really all about creating adaptability in the body, that sense of fluidness. And when we're in a stressed state or in that stress response, we tend to go into protection mode and very much more rigid in the body, particularly around our more vulnerable areas. And we move everything up into the mind, the energy is coming up. So this is a lovely grounding practice, a time for yourself just to create some space in your day, particularly if you've been quite sedentary, and just move into the body. So we're going to start lying down. I've got 2 blocks and a blanket. You don't need to have yoga blocks, so don't worry if you haven't. My blanket is just going to support the head as I come onto my back. So I'm keeping the natural curve through the cervical spine and into the lower back. And then bring the feet as wide as your mat. Placing the hands onto the belly region, a little feedback in that area. And then just pad the feet a little bit. So starting to connect into the body, moving the energy out and down to the feet. Lift the feet up, move the ankles a little bit. Notice your knees and your hips maybe have started to move, going down into the lower limbs. And then we'll bring the knees together. This is called constructive rest. It's very releasing around the groin area, the pelvis. Allows hip flexors here to release. Quite neutral position, and again hands are rested onto the abdomen. And you might find that naturally you're going to close your eyes or just finding a steady, soft gaze. And arriving into your body. A nice full deep breath in, not straining the breath. And then even longer breath out. So you can let that out the mouth. That one more time, in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. And simply start to let your attention move through the body. So when we become still, we notice is how busy the mind is. So give the mind something to do. Let it come and focus to your breath. And just letting that process of dropping the attention into the body begin. Try not to get judgmental or think too much about any story around anything that's going on. Simply just making that connection from the mind into the body. Noticing in the stillness of the body where there is movement. Where is the breath moving in your body? You might feel that located more into the upper part of the chest. We're using the hands as feedback. Breathe into the hands, feeling the belly rise on the inhale. And soften and release down on the exhale. So it's more important with the breath than any particular breath pattern to find a subtle, steady breath. Smooth, relaxed breath. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Feeling the belly rise, the chest lift. And softly exhaling. Arriving into your body. And then we're going to blink the eyes open and turn to one side. Knees drop over, shoulders follow. And we're going to press up. Pressing into your top hand and try and let the body lead. So let the head be the last to come up. And we'll come up and over onto our hands and knees. I'm going to start some nice fluid movement. You'll just start by padding the hands out. So again, we're grounding, connecting down, bringing the energy down out of the mind into the body. And then come still, so I'm on my hands and knees, and you can always pad your knees. Press into the tops of the feet and really let the belly soften. And let go of any kind of form or holding in particular. And then from the place of the belly, I want you to see if you can start to move. Free movement, so moving around the hips. You know, change the direction, really just freeing the belly with fluid movement. And a fluid body is an adaptable body. You might let that movement grow a little bit, get more into the intercostal muscles around the ribs, and the shoulders, the head. So free, fluid movement. And when we're tight in the fascia, which is the connective tissue around the muscles, and we're in that protective mode of stress response, we tend to tighten up. You get very tight through the body. So in this way we're allowing ourselves just to loosen the fascia, loosen the patterns of tension in the body tissues. So unlocking the body, and really strengthening this mind-body connection. You're moving in any way, might be more linear back and forth, a little side to side, fluid movement. Breath smooth and steady. And then bringing the toes more or less to come together. So my knees are still wide. I'm going to draw back. It's called child's pose. And this is where a blanket's sometimes helpful to support back and the hips, or something underneath your head so that your head is supported. Really let the belly again soften. And start that rocking just gently around the hips side to side. And then rock across the forehead. Very nourishing and nurturing for the nervous system, rocking movement. We're making that connection in the body from the sacrum, up the spine to the skull. Breath smooth, steady, and subtle. So yoga, this embodied approach, coming into the body and softening. On your next inhale, come all the way back up. So again, we're on our hands and knees. Bring the knees in a little closer. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. And again, here you might find it helpful to use something to lift the chest. So blocks are a really nice prop. And then again, just let the movement originate right into the belly. So I'm circling around that area. Free movement, not prescriptive. Always pad your back knee, just as we did before, maybe straightening the front leg and then bending. A place of deep listening, moving into what the body needs. And I want you to feel this is too a prescriptive practice. Let the chest open a little bit. Very fluid movements. Breath is the guide. And then we'll bring the right leg back to meet the left and swap over sides. So then use the padding as you need, use the props as you need, and then start that movement from the center of the body. Becoming very body-based. Belly soft. Breath is the guide. No pushing, no forcing, very much deep listening. And if we think about what yoga is, as a practice, what yoga means is union. So it's this integrated way, this union of being in a relationship to ourselves, and therefore more in relationship to others and the world around us. So we become less fearful, less tight and constricted, more adaptable. Again, the left side. We'll make our way back onto our hands and knees. And then we're going to come back onto our backs. So changing back over, and this time, ideally you probably won't want the blanket, but we'll start back in constructive rest. So remember, feet are wide, knees are together, hands back onto the belly, just checking back in. And then bring the arms out to what I call cactus arms. So my elbows are bent in line with the shoulders and palms are facing up. If that feels too constrictive for the shoulders, it can be further down or wide. And chin slightly tucked, abdomen relaxed. And again, we're going to start that nice fluid movement. So just letting the knees drop a little bit side to side. So we're just massaging around the sacrum area. Letting yourself drop into the movement and feeling that as you move the pelvis, there's also a whole movement along the spine and up to the skull. So an integrated way of being in the body. Nice fluid movements. I'm not calling the breath. I want you to use the breath as a guide into your own body. And then come back to center and bring one knee in and the other knee. So a little bit of work there in the core to drop the knees into the chest, and then let the belly soften down. You might find it's nurturing to just let your hands gently rest onto the shins. And come still for a moment. And feel the back of the body dropping down. The belly is soft. So coming into that relaxed, responsive state within ourselves. Bring your hands onto your knees and start that fluid movement again around the hips, circling. You might move in one direction, you might move the knees in different directions. Just listening, what does my body need to feel more spacious, more free, less constrained and constricted. And again, we'll drop the knees into the chest and bring the feet again wide as the mat. Knees are up, arms come back out in a position that works best for you. Bring awareness down into your left foot. So your left foot's going to stay pressing fully down, but let your right foot lift at the little toe edge and your right knee drop over to the right. And let the left knee track with the right. So you're dropping the knees over to the right, but the left foot fully stays pressing down. And really keep your awareness into your left foot. And then start to let your left hip lift up slightly. And let the head, the skull, track in line. So we're keeping that line from the sacrum to the skull. Big, lovely, full, smooth, steady, responsive breath. And as you exhale, come back into center. Your center line through the body. Bring your awareness to your right foot. Pad your right foot, feel it pressing down, connected to the earth. Let the knees drop over to the left. Again, you're going to feel this out, so you're not pushing to the max, not creating any more stress response in the body. Soft with the movement, and then let the right hip lift slightly, so again letting the head drop over, feeling that movement in the skull, in line with the knees, opening out the side body, lovely release again around the pelvis, the hip flexor, the psoas muscles. And then slowly on your exhale, using that to come back to center. And we're going to flow with that movement, bit side to side. And again, connecting this now more to the breath. So as you inhale, you drop the knees over to the right, letting the pelvis and the skull move in one line. And as you exhale, using the exhale to drop into center. Inhale over to the left, hips and skull moving together. And exhale into center. We'll do that one more time each side. Inhale, letting the breath guide the movement, feeling all the weight down through to the left foot. And then again, exhale, center. Right foot stays grounded, feeling the body move in this integrated way. Body and breath. Exhale into center. Good. Come back, knees drop together, breath steady and full. Bring the arms if they're not already, wide as T position. And this time we're going to let the knees drop over to the right. We're going to let the left foot come over as well. So we're going to come on to the side of the feet, a little bit deeper into the twist. And you can always support the right knee if that feels that you need a little bit of cushion or a block there. And now we're going to start to open the chest. Again, feeling that connection from the sacrum to the skull. So as you inhale, let the left arm lift up. It's going to come all the way over and reach towards your right palm. Try and keep the hips and the knees and the feet as they are. But as you exhale, and let that sensory feeling of touch floating the left arm all the way back. And extending the left arm and bringing the skull back to center. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, left arm lifts up through center, floating it over and down. We're reaching just past the right hand. So again, we've got that line from sacrum to skull, the integration through the body. Lovely sensory touch, really grounding into the body as you bring the left arm back and over. Inhaling, center. Just take that moment to come into center. Exhale and soften. Drop the knees over to the left. So again, support as you need to. Keeping the breath smooth and steady. A good guide is the breath. And we'll bring, as you inhale, the right arm up towards the ceiling, tracking the skull and the spine and sacrum over and reaching. And that sensory movement of coming back as you exhale, and the right arm reach across. Inhaling, movement begins with the breath. Let the breath lead. Lovely sensory movement. Exhaling in center. Do that one more time. Inhale. You're really feeling like the body is leading the movement. Less about thinking and more of feeling. Exhaling. Bring the knees back to center. And again, we'll drop the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the knees. A gentle hug into the body. And then bring the feet flat. Bring the arms down by your side. And as you inhale, press into the feet, just lift the hips up, bringing the chest towards the chin towards the chest. And as you exhale, again, slowly feeling each part of the spine as you bring the body back down. Movement begins as the breath begins, inhaling, feeling each part of the spine as you lift the hips up, chin to chest, and exhale, releasing down. So don't rush through the movement. Breath is the guide. Last time. So we're not looking to go to the max. Just that place where you can stay receptive and responsive and in the body. Exhale, bring us back to center and soft. And then we'll either extend the legs, so for Shavasana, which is the final relaxation, or if you found that constructive rest position, really supportive, you might want to stay there. But I invite you to bring your hands onto your belly. You might have an eye pillow, you might have some way you support with something underneath your knees to support your back in Shavasana, but just take a moment to really feel again that the body is supported. You can let the body move into that feeling of support. So we're not holding any tension. Bring your awareness down into your feet. Just for a moment, kind of wiggle your toes. So bringing and dropping the energy down. Feel weight up the legs, so heaviness around the calves and the thighs, the backs of the knees. Heaviness around the pelvis, the back, and softening in. Just that subtle presence of movement with the breath. Softness around your face, across the brow. Just feel like the eyes are dropping back. A space around the jaw. Notice the placement of your tongue. You bring it behind your bottom teeth and just let the lips slightly part. Softness around the chest, around the heart. And coming back to the attention to the belly. And just connecting into the center of your body. And the rise of the belly and the fall of the belly. And just for a few breaths, just watching natural rhythm, your rhythm, and connecting to your rhythm. Feeling of deep gratitude for being in the body. And ripple through every cell of the body. Sense of gently awakening the body. Letting the breath deepen. And that sense of gratitude. I exist. I know my place in this world. I'm more steady, and responsive, and adaptable within ourselves. From this place of deep knowing, deep listening. I'm going to invite you maybe to stay here for a little longer. What I would say is when you do move, move slowly. Don't jump straight back up. Think of transition time. It's time to really be mindful of how you're moving between things, not just to the end place. So if you're going to come with me, you're going to gently come movement into the fingers and toes. And then letting that movement ripple out from the center to your fingers, to your toes, gently drawing the head side to side. Bend the knees. The movement again be fluid and easy. Listening to what the body needs. And then we'll roll over to one side, that fetal position. And then press into your top hand. So again, try and let the body lead, let the head be the last to come up. And just come and sit for a moment. What I often do is support in seated position, but just find a seat. We're not going to stay here long, but just really feel your body. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Connect to the body. Bring your hands back to the belly. Take again that lovely, full, smooth, relaxed breath in. And a soft, calming, relaxed breath out. And then move your hands up to your heart space. Keeping the chest open, the shoulders relaxed. Drop your chin towards your heart. This practice connects us back to what is important. Deep sense of gratitude for the time you've given yourself to connect back. Connect back to the heart, back to the body, back to what is important.